We are through with the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League this season, and it was just electric. We have Dortmund beating PSG 1-0 on both legs and securing a spot in the final on the final day at the Parc des Princes. Last night was epic. Bernabau was so tendrous and it was in its full glow, as you could see. Madrid hosting Bayern Munich for the decider of who plays in the final this year. And of course, as we expected, Madrid always prove against all odds to be the big team and the big boys in there. So yes, now we have Dortmund and the big boys, Madrid, qualifying for the final at Wembley come June 1st. And today, we'll be looking at how these teams played out the first and second leg and how they managed to come through to the final. I mean, it's been a very thrilling encounter for both sides, both Dortmund and Real Madrid. And today we'll talk about some of the key moments and key decisions that actually impacted the two ties that resulted in Madrid qualifying and Dortmund also qualifying for the final. Right, so joining me here today in the studios, I have Desta, who will be helping us analyze the matches for today. So Charlie, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
It's always a pleasure to have Desta, with all the in-depth analysis that he gives. And we are hoping today, of course, we will do justice to this analysis as well. So jumping right in, we are starting off with the Madrid versus Bayern Munich match last night at the Bernabau, and of course that was a very big game. But before we go in there, Charlie, the boys, they watch one of our videos, but more of them no subscribe. Charlie, I beg, tell them something.
Yeah, so brothers, we they beg. This one they beg. You despite the videos, you see how entertaining it is. Please just take a few moments of your time to subscribe and share the links, and then like our videos. We want to permeate through the international audience.
Yeah.
We want to reach out people.
Yeah.
Because this show has come to stay. It's pro sports analysis, and then we give you nothing but the best. So please take time, share the links, and subscribe, and then let's create this big atmosphere for football lovers.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Thank you there. Right. So, of course, if you've not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button. It's Pro Sports Analysis show on YouTube, and we will welcome you into this wonderful family of amazing football fans. Right. Jumping into last night's fixture, it was an epic one. What we call an emotional roller coaster, and we want to hear, your reaction to the game.
Yes. So it lived up to expectation. The matches between Galacticos and Real Madrid and the Bavarian Giants of Bayern Munich has always been enthralling. It has always been electric.
Exactly.
Days where Cristiano Ronaldo was featuring for Madrid and Ian Robin was featuring
Gnabry.
Yeah. Yes. So this lived up right there to that expectation.
Yeah.
We saw entertaining football. We saw dribbles. We saw running. We saw tempers flaring up. We saw VAR in action. We saw players giving their all.
Exactly.
So it lived up to expectation. This is the night of champions. The Champions League produces such nights, filled with entertainment, filled with emotions, filled with everything. And we were all glued to our TV sets wherever you are in this world. This match made sure that you were seated for solid night. Yes, you couldn't take your eyes off it. So it's actually good to have such, and we are praying for more.
Yeah,
praying for more next season. Probably the finals will be a walkthrough for Madrid, knowing that Madrid and will be facing Dortmund. But this Madrid versus Bayern Munich match, it was off the roof. So glad that Madrid had their roofs covered. But this was off the roof. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. So before the fixture, we did mention that indeed this was the final before the actual final itself. And all along, we've been saying that of the remaining teams in the semi-finals, Madrid are the favorite to win the Champions League. And last night, of course, you saw it in there with their magic pushing once again in the dying embers of the game to come back from a 1-0 down to win the game. You should have been here with us in the studios last night. I mean, with our technical expert, going through some emotional time, he was
He's not a
vouching
Madrid
for
fan.
he was
He's not a
vouching for
Madrid
Harry Kane to go
Hurricane.
through.
Hey,
Yeah, and of course it
hey.
would have been his first
Yeah, trophy. So hard luck to
career
him. Exactly.
trophy and all of
Exactly.
that, and
Exactly.
so he was really mad at Tuchel for
Oh,
making that substitution,
substitutions.
and
Yes.
just
Yes.
after 4 or 5 minutes after that
Yes.
substitution, we saw the turn of events, and that was what really broke him down.
Exactly.
Right. So, come to talk of Tuchel and some of the substitutions he made. We saw a very tactical game from
Yes.
both managers, and the first half was like you could tell that both sides
Yes.
created chances, and
foul
you
chances
couldn't
and-
really choose between who was
Exactly.
actually going to carry the day. The second half came, and then on my part, I would say it was the substitutions that actually impacted the game.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. So the first half saw fairly even.
Yeah.
Because Real Madrid were possessing the ball much more. They
Yeah.
had fluid attacks, but Bayern Munich midfield and defense were very composed.
Very, very.
You could see that Harry Kane would just drop back, hold the ball, and then distribute it. Even though he was supposed to be the target man, you
Yeah.
drop back.
Yeah.
So a lot of composure from the Bavarian, a lot of composure from Bayern Munich, and then you realize that Real Madrid moved the ball quickly.
Yeah.
Vinicius was a thorn in the flesh of Kimmich.
Kimmich.
All through the
He dominated
yes,
him.
exactly.
Yeah.
He was creating chances, were making runs, him and Rodrygo, but
Yeah.
Vinicius was actually making more runs
Exactly.
and then pushing, tagging the touchline and then pushing defenders backwards. So you realize that yes, the first change that was to me impactful
Yeah.
was an unfortunate injury to Gnabry
Yeah.
that made him be substituted for Alphonso Davies.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Alphonso Davies should have started.
Yeah, because Gnabry had been on injury, and he's not
Yes,
fully fit. For
Even
the, for
yes,
the game.
not even yes. So you'd have started with Gnabry so that they
Yeah.
could overload that side
Okay.
of the pitch.
Okay.
But Tuchel went for a more cautious defensive approach. He wanted to keep composure, and you realize that Madrid at the Santiago Bernabau aren't going to give you that luxury to defend.
Exactly.
They were all over
Exactly.
Bayern, but Bayern also sort of remain composed,
Yeah.
and then try to play the ball from the back. They couldn't play the ball much from the back, but they
Yeah.
tried to maintain their composure. But you could see that yes, Madrid kept on piling the pressure, and they said that Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah. The
It's what-
fans.
Sadly, Madrid hasn't lost a game at the Santiago Bernabeu this season.
This season, exactly.
It's like Leverkusen. The moment they're about to lose, they will just equalize, and they'll
That
just
magic moment.
exactly that brilliant moment of brilliance, and then they win. So yes, it was a fairly even match, but the substitutions from Ancelotti bringing in Brahim and then Joselu. Joselu is a
Modric.
very Modric, yes,
Yeah.
and it's a very potent striker. A little bit underrated, but
Exactly,
he's very
because at the point where he was bringing Joselu on, I was like, whoa, you've been bringing on this guy right
Yes.
from the quarterfinals, and we've
Exactly.
not seen any goal from him
exactly.
as of yet. So why
Exactly.
do you even keep bringing him on?
He's that's what we call an impact, more like a Chikarito, an impact player.
Yeah.
You give him just like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and he will be. But at the long run, he gets tired easily. So he's an
Yeah.
impact player. Coming there, poach goals for us, and then he did exactly that.
Exactly. Yeah, getting 2 goals on the night, and you can tell, yeah,
Exactly.
that was really fantastic.
If he was a number 9, he's a typical striker.
Yeah.
But he's on the long run, he can't play like full 90 minutes. So he's an impact, someone that you bring inside to make certain small changes that
Yeah.
will be very impactful. And that's what Ancelotti did, and he proved to be massive for him. So
Yeah.
it's a great tactical play from both coaches.
So Ancelotti has tagged himself as a tactical mastermind, and of course he's on his how would you call it, his UCL
Final.
now
Yes,
UCL
yes.
final, and I think the
Finals,
fifth, right?
Sixth.
The title
think
to
it's
chase, and wow, that is beautiful.
Exactly.
Not a lot of players can even boast of
Boast of.
this many titles, and to do it with AC Milan and Real Madrid, I mean, that is very, very fantastic. Yeah, so tactical masterclass from him. We do see his approach to the game, wanting to play on the counter, but the moment he brings on Joselu, it seems he wants to tweak the attack
Exactly.
a bit, and
Yes.
then approach with a different how do you call it?
Yes, exactly. So
Tactics.
if you start playing a center forward like Joselu or Benzema or Harry Kane,
Yeah.
that will mean that in the face of an attack, he will be the target man.
Exactly.
Every ball is directed towards him, so he's supposed to be strong in there. He's supposed to be strong on the ball, hold off defenders, and
Yeah.
then distribute the ball to wings, and then the play continues from. That's what a target person is supposed to. If you do not have a target person, then you use majority of the time wings.
Wings, yeah, and that's what they started with.
Yes, exactly. So your defense has to be very good along with your midfield to soak pressure, and then you break up the counter by giving Vinicius and Rodrygo through balls.
Yeah.
And that is what Ancelotti did. If they know that you were a possessive team or you're a team that knows how to play the ball, you rely so much on the counter press, just like he did with Man City, just like he did some portions with Bayern Munich, because he knows how good Bayern Munich were. So get the ball, soak pressure, give the ball to a midfielder, a Valverde or a Kroos to give a long pass. So the first goal in their first leg, you see how yes, so
fantastic pass.
Kroos was just making the runs. Kroos was just picking people who were making the runs, and fortunately, Vinicius was making good runs. It gave him the ball, and that is how we play. You soak pressure and then pass through ball. Passive wingers take the ball, score. That is how you play it. But if you are facing an opponent who is not so much of the ball, so who doesn't hold so much of the ball, you see Madrid dominating, giving that passes, opening up, and then exactly. So Ancelotti is one of them. He's right up there, along probably with Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, as one of the greatest managers
of all time.
Yes, he's really good.
When it comes to the UCL, there's no bigger than him.
Yes, there isn't. I am probably yes, there isn't. Zidane was trying to do something, but Ancelotti showed it's a masterclass. He's beyond. He's good. All kudos to Ancelotti, and his composure, his demeanor on the touchline.
Very calm.
When we are all celebrating, jumping, he's just calm and then steady. He knows that the game is not over until it's over. So he takes his time and then sips his cup of coffee when he's even then when there's a goal, he just sipping and then relaxing. That shows class. He's up there as one of the greatest managers.
Tuchel himself didn't do bad. I mean, going into the fixture, we are like Bayern Munich hasn't really had a great season. They are out of the their local league cups. They missed out on the trophy, or the Bundesliga, and they were going trophyless if not for the Champions League. And so we were expecting Madrid to actually walk over them after having that fight contest with Man City. But Bayern gave us a top class performance.
So Bayern Munich is an European giant. So even if he doesn't perform locally, when it comes to Champions League, Europe, a stalwart. He's a very big juggernaut. So we anticipated that this, you said in the beginning, is a final. Being played as a semi-final. So this will qualify as a complete final because both teams are on top. Tuchel is a wonderful manager. He knows he sticks with more with the interplay, creating passing patterns on the field, creating opportunities. You have wingers, skillful wingers who will be able to take people on, cut in, and then give Harry Kane the scoring opportunity for him to score. So yes, with him, he's done it before. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea against Man City.
Exactly. And that was a tight one.
Exactly. He's been to the Champions League final when he was at PSG. So this should show that this caliber of coach is top notch. He's really experienced. He knows what he's doing. But at the end of the day, you are playing at the Bernabau. You can't expect to win there.
I think the fans really played in a role as well.
Exactly. The fans
major role, a big role.
All over the place.
Exactly. Because I still can't fathom how, Neuer was able to, miss that ball.
That opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, so it was just a catch, a simple catch.
I was watching with the Bayern and someone made mention of football. When you watch football, you should watch everything that the players do, because everything that someone does has a reason. So Vinicius struck the ball using the low dip shooting technique. Low dip shooting technique. And someone made mention of that. I didn't see it. So he intentionally, knowing that he was from afar, he knows that he will not be able to score from that far. So let me confuse the keeper a bit. So he struck the ball in such a way that it will just go up a little bit low-wise, but bounce off. So just as Neuer was about it, the ball bounced.
And he took it easy.
Exactly. So when the ball bounced and then changes trajectory, it will confuse you, the keeper. You have it, if the ball is coming straight at you, easy ball, you grab it and then easy. But if the ball ricochets off the ground, you'll be confused. So he dipped the ball, bounced off the floor, and then confused Neuer. So in his anticipation, I think he flopped it, hit it, and then Soselu, who was there, just the goal. He's a goal poacher. He's an impact player. He's not a player that you can play 90 minutes with. No. Just bring him like Chicharito. Just 15, 20. He will just poach the goal for you, and then he did exactly that.
Well, I mean, for him to even follow the ball up to that point,
exactly,
it looked like Neuer had everything under control,
exactly,
and Dyer was even relaxed.
If
Dyer had actually blocked him off, then of course,
I'm begging viewers to just go and see how that Madrid's first goal came. As Vinicius raised his head to shoot the ball, Josely had actually started running.
Okay.
Because he knew that it was going to ricochet, he was going to bounce off. So
he expected it.
Yeah, under normal circumstances, people would just be there, watch the ball, goalkeeper. But he anticipated that. The ball. So as he began shooting, Joselu started making the run to follow up.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it just bounced off, and then he just a simple, very effective tapping.
Right.
Example, it's just phenomenal.
And it was at that moment that Wastikson actually gave it all in, because at that point he was really mad at Tuchel for changing Harry Kane and Musiala and all the creative players in there. And at that moment when the goal came, there was no hope for them to come back into the
game. We were all bewildered, thinking, because the match hasn't ended. 68 minutes, Alphonso Davies scores. The match was at this final stages where tensions were,
and that is where we know Madrid normally.
Exactly, we know Madrid. Yes, will just come all flying, boots all flying, and then So that is where you have to maintain composure, because the people that you are bringing in fact, they are with fresh legs, but they haven't been able to soak the intensity like those who have been inside them. You kept Leroy Sané in the match, but you took Harry Kane off. Harry Kane was a strong ball holder.
Very.
He was a strong ball,
even assisting the
exactly goal, exactly. When he holds the ball, it's difficult for you to take it from him. So you shield. Rudiger had a very Herculean task of marking Harry Kane. Yes, because he's bulky, he's strong.
His how do you call it? His duel against Harry Kane was way different than what he had with Haaland.
Exactly. Yeah. Because Harry Kane is technically gifted. He's good with the feet, with the head.
Yeah.
You just lie on, you come, and so he was proving really difficult.
And he played out of position most of the time.
Exactly. More like
he involves in the.
He comes back. Yeah. Takes the ball, carries it forward because he has high retention ability. Comes back, takes the ball, carries it through, gives the ball to Alphonso Davies, makes a run, casts in, shoot, and it's a goal.
Yeah.
We needed this throughout the 90 minutes. Taking him off, meaning taking one of your dangerous people. So it will give the defenders an easy job of playing. Exactly. Because if Harry Kane had remained, the defenders will still be wary. Hey, Harry Kane is there. Harry Kane is there. Charlie, make you no lose guard. Don't go too much. Hey, but he took him off. Now it's a field day for them.
Yeah, right.
So that changed the complexion of it. And I'm so sad for Harry Kane for all his career.
Even this season.
All his career, he hasn't won a trophy before.
He hasn't won a trophy. This is actually his best season. He's on, I think, 44 goals now. He has 35 in the Bundesliga, likely to be the, European Golden Boot winner. Because the rest are in their 20s. Mbappe and Haaland are still in their 20s. With the Champions League, he's the top scorer. And since Mbappe couldn't progress into the final, and he made an assist in the semi-final, then he is the favorite to win the Golden Boots in there as well. Yes. And he has heroes in hand, and England has a solid team that is likely to give a top contest.
But it's sad for a player of Harry Kane's caliber.
Yeah,
that won something, and this was his
it's a golden moment.
Yes, his move to Bayern Munich. We all anticipated that more trophies will be coming because he's actually a top-notch, top 3 center CFs currently in the world.
Yeah,
he's number 1 or number 2. He's very good. And it's so sad when they showed the camera panned to him, and then he was so distraught. It was so sad. Tuchel shouldn't have.
When the equalizer came, when he came on the screen, you could see that indeed he felt like I should be. To cause a difference.
Exactly.
He was
there was no need for
it will be very painful, very heartbreaking for him seeing it and not being able to do anything about it. But he's still in contest for the Ballon d'Or this season, and he may have gone out of the UCL, but I think he's still a favorite to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yes, Opta came with statistics, power ranking for people who and I think he's 20%, 20%, he has
Yeah.
20% likelihood
Chances.
of, yes,
If he
of
had
winning.
qualified to the Champions League
Yes, it
final,
would
that
have
would have
risen
sealed it.
exactly.
That
Yes,
would
it
have
would have.
sealed it. But
Yes, we wanted the final
he's still in
in
there.
contention. Yes, even
Yeah.
Messi has 10%.
Wow.
According to up
Wow.
power ranking.
Wow.
So Harry Kane is up there along with Erling Haaland and then Mbappe.
Yeah.
So let's see, and then Jude Bellingham also. Yeah. So let's see what happens or what comes out of the entire thing.
I'm just hoping that the Euros goes well for him, so that at least
yes.
he can grab the Ballon d'Or for the first time.
So
he's been on top form, you know, even winning the European Golden Boot at an era where Ronaldo and Messi still played. I mean, this is such a fantastic player, and individually he's really done a great job. Yes. Right, let's shift a bit from there and move to the refereeing decisions on the day. And I want to ask, do you think that the officials cheated Bayern Munich?
So yesterday after the match, we had a lot of people protesting. Hey, Madrid, real Madrid, because they realized that
the VAR
was very gracious to Madrid. Was favoring Madrid. But you know, in such circumstances, Bernabau, with the pressure, with the tension and everything, there's finest margin will lead to results. I think the referee did a yeoman's job.
For the better part of the game, you could see that he had absolute control
of the yeoman's job. And then based on what we were shown on television, I think it was fair.
Okay.
I think the refereeing decisions was fair. I felt that Bayern Munich lost the game when Harry Kane missed a sitter.
Okay.
Harry Kane had an opportunity to go make Bayern Munich go to and he decided it. And this was so unusual.
Yeah.
So when he made that chance, I said, no, these people are going out.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich they are going out because everything that Bernabeu has been constructed to make Real Madrid the utmost favorite.
Yeah.
With roofs covering to make fans noise, everything is pinpointing to the fact that we want them to show the little slip up, the little advantage, it will be to them. So to me, I think the refereeing VAR system and everything, it was fair. We have to get a little education on the technicalities of the which we will get exactly. But for the major part, I feel that it was fair. Rudiger's goal, Joselu's first goal, yes, the ball was ahead of Lou, and then square pass, and it was a fair. The lines came, and then they drew the lines, and we all saw it. But what I was a bit doubtful is Bayern Munich's the equalizer that day. Yes, we have to delve more into that and then see, because I was surprised that they didn't draw lines.
Yeah, they didn't draw lines, and I was reading a bit on that one, and this is what the VAR handbook states concerning that. It states that the assistant referee should delay the flag if an attacking player has a free run or is in a very good scoring position, moving directly to or within the penalty area. And when you come to the second one, it says if the assistant flags for a tight unclear offside and a player is about to score a goal, the referee should delay the whistle until the goal results, so that if the VAR has made a clear and obvious error, the goal can be the assistant referee has made a clear and obvious error, the goal can be allowed. So what happened, according to the report I was reading, was that because the assistant referee raised the flag too early, the referee also whistled whilst the play was on, which he should have also delayed to allow the play to finish, so that then VAR can take a look at that whole scene. But because the whistle came in the middle of the the play, now the VAR can't look at the offside because there was no goal at the time the whistle went. So if the referee had not blown the whistle then and the goal had come, then now the VAR will come and draw the lines to see if there was an offside. And if there wasn't, then of course they would have awarded the goal. But it was a tight one, and from the videos you could see that it would have been clearly onside, and that would have been a goal for Bayern Munich. But I mean, that is how the game goes. That is these are some of the things that actually mask the beauty of the game in an era where we have the VAR and we would expect much from them. But in all, it was a fantastic game.
Fantastic.
We saw everything that we wanted. Talent on display. Vinicius unplayable on the day. We saw
Exactly.
Musiala also giving in some passes. He's a hurricane on top form. And I mean, for Sane, it was a bit on the downside for him.
Yes, yes, because you know, Sunny sometimes he has his game. He doesn't have a level of inconsistency is quite high, but like he represented because at the left side of things he sort of was proving a bit because the first leg
Yeah.
he came out with a screamer.
Yeah, very
Very
fantastic
Yeah,
shot.
exactly. So all eyes were actually sort of targeted on him a
Yeah.
bit, but it was Hurricane, Musiala who were actually, and then Alfonso Davis
Also, David,
came
I
to
mean,
actually add
his
a
goal
little bit.
was epic. That is a goal
Exactly,
that should actually send you to the final.
exactly, exactly. But you don't
Unfortunately.
celebrate too quickly when you're at the Bernabau. And I want to
Ali.
just go back. You see, the offside something for the Bayern second goal.
Yeah.
The was the Saints sort of raised the flag so quickly,
So quickly, yeah.
and then the referee blew the whistle so quickly.
Yeah.
It is an indication that they are so sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are so sure that it's offside,
It's offside.
and they communicate.
Yeah.
So if a player does something, they normally it's offside. It's off. They tell themselves.
Yeah.
So the moment you don't have to wait, you don't have to hesitate because that time period that they are saying that you should delay it means it's giving you the referee ample time to make sure that
Yeah. And also to allow the VAR to come in there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you are so sure
Yeah.
that it is offside, then you vehemently
Yeah.
just shake, and then the referee will know that okay, it's offside. That's what my line, and then that's it.
Yeah.
If there is a room for subject to for interpretation, or if there is a room that then the VAR will actually come in to make things. But it's something. How are you so sure with such fine margins?
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all part of football. It's all part of the drama.
Yeah.
This is what makes the Champions League the Champions League.
The Champions
Referee,
League,
you cheat me. Hey, referee, let's fight.
Yeah.
All this is part of
Yeah.
football. And
Right.
better luck to the Bavarian Giants next season. They'll be
right.
there.
So Tuchel mentioned at the end of the match in an interview that the decision from the referee was quite disastrous, and of course he was very heartbroken to having take the lead and to allow Madrid to come in and then do that damage to them. I mean, after the match, we saw Real Madrid, Bayern Munich fans sitting in the stands for a long time. You know, even when the Madrid fans had already gone out to start with their party, the Bavarians were still there, rooted to their seats, and it was so emotional to see them there.
Yes, it's quite heartbreaking because they were almost there, there, 68, and you are 1-0 up with such a solid performance. It's heartbreaking.
And in just 3 minutes, you are undone.
Yes.
Wow, that sums it up for the Bayern Munich. I mean, we didn't expect such a performance from them, but they've shown to us that indeed they are, an European giant, and on any day when they are called upon, they will deliver. That is what we expect from the semi-finals of the Champions League, because of course, it is the elite club competition. The big boys proved themselves on the day to show that indeed they are the European big boys. Real Madrid, when it comes to the Champions League, you dare not. They are just always the favorite, and when it comes to situations like this, they've been doing it from time to time, as we saw even in last 2 seasons. They did it. They always have that magic that they perform in the last minute that all the other teams have not found a remedy to that yet. So yes, if you're a Bayern Munich fans, then we are sorry. I mean, it was such an emotional time for you, but the officials did what was expected of them, and at the end of the day, we will see you next season in the Champions League. And we hope you rectify things before it even comes to decisions from the referees as well. So let's move a bit from there, and then let's go to the match between Dortmund and PSG as well. PSG, were the favorites in there. They had all the stars. They had a top coach who had even won the Champions League before. And against a very, how would you say it, a struggling Dortmund side, we had all expected that at least Mbappe will pull through and go to the final and hopefully win PSG their first UCL title. But that wasn't what we saw. We saw a determination and resilience from the Dortmund side.
Yes, exactly. These two sides were at the group stages.
Yeah.
And then they played, I think, 1-1.
Yeah.
And then PSG won 2-0 when they were at the return leg. Dortmund played to their strengths. I can actually say that they played a very compact, meaning that the spaces between their players wasn't so much for people with pace like Mbappe to exploit. No,
Okay.
we are really compact, trying to play quick passes, but the players were close to each other. We had people like Jadon Sancho who would actually
Exactly.
give you a little
Exactly.
a bit of trickery and will give the defenders, the opponent's defenders, a bit of a scare job. So he was actually good. But the most important thing is that they stuck to the plan. They were really composed. They were really
Composure.
yes, they were really compact.
Work rate.
Exactly. People run, they come back, they run, they come back. And with this, you can win cup competitions.
Exactly. They
With
played
this,
as a team.
exactly.
It was so
Exactly.
characteristic of them.
Exactly. But you know something? All my life of watching football, I've been able to coin something called the football pendulum.
Okay.
The football pendulum will swing your way sometimes, and then it will swing away from you
Okay.
other times.
Yeah.
You have your day, sometimes you not have it. When the football pendulum swings your way, when it's in your favor, everything that you do will be successful. Everything that even a throw-in can result in a goal.
Yeah.
You see that the ball will be bumbling, and then it will just fall for you.
Yeah.
One shot goal, and it will yes.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something like that. It is football pendulum being in Leverkusen's favor. That is why they've been able to run all
competitions.
Leverkusen,
All competitions.
Leverkusen,
not just league.
all competitions.
I mean,
And it was
crazy.
the same football pendulum that I'm saying that wasn't on PSG's side.
PSG's side. It was
The
a hard
amount
luck for
exactly.
them. Very, very.
On any other day, these shots, 6 shots up from both competitions,
Yeah.
31 shots in all, and none we was able to help you qualify.
Yeah. It's in the woodworks
from back left, the Mbappe trying everything that. So it was really hard work, but not only hard work, but composure from Dortmund. They did really well.
Their fans were amazing.
Amazing. As well. The yellow wall of Dortmund. You see the bumblebees, they were just all over the place. And I like that enthusiasm from, they know their strength. They are not a very big club compared to other clubs in the Champions League, but they knew they played with their strength. They played from their strength. They played using their resources that they had. Their coach, terzic, Terzic, was at the finals, 2012 finals, Bayern Munich versus Dortmund. That finals
at Wembley.
Wembley. He was there as a fan, and now it fills him with so much joy to take that same Dortmund side to another finals. It's a dream come true. If it were to be me, I would exactly.
Must be, and I mean, for his inexperience at the UCL, for him to
just
push to the final, that is fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, so you realize that the team was playing at the and Hummels played splendid.
Yeah, he finally has a win at PSG. I mean, before the he mentioned that playing there is difficult. He's never won there,
and then
he was expecting that he will be able to do that this time.
He was marvelous. He showed character. He showed resilience. He showed that yes. There's something at stake for him, being an experienced player like that.
Exactly.
So it was marvelous. Kudos to Dortmund. Kudos to terzic. Kudos to Hummels. And then I'm so sorry for Mbappe. You know what makes these people stand aside or stand out of the ordinary is when there's a time for you. The time has come for you to perform. You stand up. You get up and then prove your worth.
Yeah.
But for people like Mbappe and Haaland, sort of things are becoming very difficult for them to do repetitively. Unlike someone like Messi and then Ronaldo when it comes to the center stage, the point, not the group stage, the point where all eyes on you to perform. That is when you perform.
That is when they give you.
That is when
beyond your expectations.
Yes, they are telling the whole world that watch me, I am him.
Yeah.
That is when Messi and Ronaldo. That's where they serve you. Yeah. That's why they are the greatest.
Yeah.
But for Haaland and Mbappe, so even Mbappe for the World Cup, he was missing.
Yeah.
But just like the 15, the final, and so big games, big games is really difficult for such people to actually bring. And
I
then
think Vinicius is really proving as that man right now.
Exactly. Yeah. You see, Vinicius when I think they won the first corner or first throw.
Yeah.
And he started motivating the fans. Yes. Yeah. This is to tell the fans that he is here.
He is here.
So watch him. In fact, he's telling you to put all your hopes, make it into one, and put it on him. He will not disappoint you. And that is what he. And that is what separates. Exactly. That is what separates these players from you know that all eyes are on you. What can you do? You ask yourself,
Dali.
what can you do? You have to
Dali.
live up to. You don't hide.
Dali.
You
No.
don't hide. No, you go all out there and
Man
prove
up
why.
and take your
Exactly.
moment.
Prove out why you are the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
So sorry for Mbappe. He wasn't able to. I don't know whether it's because he wants to move to Madrid. That's why he did that. If he comes to Madrid, then FIFA will be.
I'm just imagining what the
Yes,
team they will have when he
FIFA
finally comes.
But it's all good. Thanks
Yeah.
to both of them. We both had Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the past week has been really entertaining
Very, very.
because of such matches. And
Very,
then we
very.
thank Champions League for being there, but for
Right.
being a thing, for entertaining our nights. Kudos to the teams. Kudos.
Right. Well, the dust has settled, and now we know the teams that are going to play in the final. Real Madrid versus Dortmund. It will be an epic one. It's a final, and on the final, anything can happen. Of course, all the odds are in favor of Real Madrid as they chase their 15th record title. I mean, this is too much. If you look at all the other teams are way below. The other team who is in close contest is at 7. I think AC Milan. And you are on 14. That is like twice.
Yes.
And you are already trying to extend it.
Yes.
This is serious. I mean, UEFA should find a way to take Madrid out of the competition. We are tired of them. Anyway,
Yes.
so we will try to see. I mean, Dortmund, it's a final, and although Dortmund is the underdog in this one,
Exactly.
they were underdogs against PSG.
Exactly.
And they are even underdogs against Atletico.
Exactly.
And they've still managed to get here.
Exactly.
Will this how do you call it, surprise that they keep pulling at the various stages happen in the final, or you still have Madrid dominating?
Oh yes, so Madrid will be huge favorites. They are huge favorites. And then I don't know how to say this, but it's like Madrid would have all angles covered.
Okay.
All angles covered. So there's nothing like you are pulling a surprise on Madrid.
Okay.
If it gets to the final, when Liverpool were on top form,
Yeah.
we all anticipated that.
Liverpool would just
Because they were on top form and Madrid were awful in their league or something like they weren't so good.
Yeah, that was 29.
Yeah, they will make sure that the final, as long as they are there, they will make a statement. So they had to take someone like Sergio Ramos to just pull Mohamed Salah's arm to the ground for him to be injured. And Salah is away. Salah was away. And when Salah was away, they will actually do something in the final. So they have all angles covered. So there's not like a surprise. They won't know. There's no complacency because they are playing to win. So even if you are underdogs, yes, we are underdogs there. We are the favorites. We will make sure that we are the favorite and we are winning. But I'm expecting Dortmund to also give a fight, to make the thing entertaining.
Okay.
Come out swinging.
That I'm very sure they will do.
Yes, they will come out swinging. But whether you come out swinging or you don't come out swinging, whether your gloves Madrid will still win.
Right. So
but we want to fight.
Madrid will be the huge favorite in there.
Exactly.
And of course, you expect Madrid to come up on top.
Win.
But football is football. Anything can happen. And it's just a one-off game.
Yes,
that is what makes it interesting.
Exactly.
It even has the possibility of going into the penalty shootout.
Exactly.
And we will wait to see. We will live to see. We will surely bring you a preview of that match before it happens.
Wonderful.
It is happening on 1st June. And at a time where all the European leagues are coming to a close.
Yes,
of course, at the end of the season, what the teams can really use to prove to their fans that this is how we performed is the trophies. And Madrid will not, lose out on this one.
Exactly.
Definitely, they will be hoping to grab it. That is the biggest title for them this season, and of course for the record as well. So yes, thank you for sticking around this long. Thank you, Desta, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for all the insight.
Yes.
We will definitely come back to give you the preview of the Champions League final that comes off on the 1st of June. On that note, it's goodbye for now.